Okie doke. Looks like it's saying we are live. Hopefully this will be a fun little test stream. Just gonna do a little ask me anything type stream for anybody who's watching this on the replay or until I start seeing some viewers here. Not my normal Friday night lives. Still zero. Oh man. YouTube's like, what are you doing to us, Roy? We'll see if anybody's here. If you are here, comment. There you go. Aimless Adventures and Metalworks, hello. Hey, hey, hey. Granddad's Forge, hello. Good to see you. So we got 7 people here, 10 people here, 1 like. So how y'all doing? Will? Mr. Crawford, sir, howdy. Brayley Blades, hello. Neil Graham, hello. Rusty Hubcap, hello, hello. Matt Wyeth, hello. And Graham Pepper, how you doing? All right, so hey, good to see all the familiar faces. So all I'm doing tonight, I just figure I'd just pop in and maybe for about 30 minutes or so, maybe an hour, just to hang out. Ain't done that in a long time. Kind of miss seeing the chat and getting to interact first person. You know, I'm always behind this into the screen, just forging away, and I don't ever get to see all of the good chat going on. So I just wanted to take and do that this evening. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And of course, we're doing the low budget option, so we'll have to see how this works out with the phone going on. Cool. Hammer Time New York, good to see you too. William the Gun Nut, hello, howdy. Pete Collins. Jared E. Schneedel, hello. Matt Wyeth, is there a way to contact you regarding the Hardy Power Hammer? The best way to do that is to go to the actual page and go through the contact listing. I'm kind of backed up on those on emails right now, but that's the best way to get a hold of me. If you go around, if you do like Facebook or Instagram or another way like that, I usually don't get around to those for like months, anything that's going on, especially Facebook. I really peruse Facebook and I barely get into anything on Facebook. So, but yeah, that's the best way to get with me about that sort of stuff is just through that contact on our main page around it. You're very welcome, Matt. Ty Venner, hello. Good evening to you as well. So we're doing Blacksmith's Church midweek, Will Patrick. So no, not Blacksmith's Church, but just hanging out. If that works for you all, that works for you all. Spencer Coots, hello. Let's see here. That's a good one. Let's see here. What would you say is a good starter anvil? I'm leaning towards a 100-pound Emerson. That could be a good one. A good starter anvil could be 100 pounds. That's a great thing, especially if you don't know whether you're going to eventually do shows or not. If it's going to become more of a permanent anvil where it's just going to constantly stay in the shop, kind of like what Olga is, then it's okay to go ahead and go up, get bigger and bigger with it. But 100 pounds is plenty big. So, all right, Mr. Crawford, we'll see you when you come back. Drayson's Forge, hello, by the way. Good to see everybody saying hello to everybody. That's what I love about this community. You just get to see everybody saying hello to one another. So, Herb Page, hello. Good to have you in the house this evening. Yeah, so what did you all think of the new shop floor? I think that it's a huge improvement. I feel like the new shop floor with the gravel has really brightened it up in here quite a bit. So I'm really digging it. I like it, and so it's doing a lot better, in my opinion. I still need to get a lot more lights in here. That's on the to-do list. I'm going to get basically like 4 more big LED strip lights, like what I've got in here right now. To go in this area. I don't want it to be too over crazy bright in here just for regular forging, because you don't need that much light, and then it makes it hard to see the colors and stuff when I'm forging other things. So I don't really like it being super bright in the shop while I'm working, but thank you, Rusty Hubcat Forge. Glad you think it looks better in there. How does it feel on the feet? Tie thinner. It feels pretty good on the feet. It is noticeably stiffer than, say, the ground, just the bare ground that I was walking on. And that's okay, but it is nowhere close to being as tough to stand on as like concrete or anything like that. So, Drazen's Forge, put some flux and glitter on the gravel. It will be bright. Oh. Somebody got hurt, huh? Well, hopefully you get to feeling better there, Pete. Well, good. Glad you like it, Will. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the gravel, the way it's going. I still got that whole other area on the other side of my shop to take and do. Excuse me. I still got all that to do, but just ran out of time and money, so... Sweat equity, lots of sweat equity. So, yeah, Herb Page, that's eventually the goal in here, is to use bricks. So I want to have a brick floor in here at some point. I like the aesthetic after working with Tom Latney up at his shop in Pepin, Wisconsin. He's got an all brick floor, and it's a lot rougher. It's a little rough. It's more rough than, say, the gravel and like the just plain dirt. It's more rough than that, but man, you can't beat the aesthetic of a nice brick floor in a shop. No. Speargrass Forge, hello. Ferris Forge, how is your power hammer? Depending on which one you're asking about. My main shop power hammer, it's still running like a champ. The birds vacated the premises, so I can run it again, and I ran it the other day getting ready for the live stream on Friday night, and it worked out pretty good. Hey, Aimless Adventures, thank you, sir, for that $10 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. No pretty later in the corner. Guess you will do, Roy. Hello, just kidding. Always a blessing to see you, sir. Thank you, sir. Feel the same way. It's always a blessing to see you in the streams as well. And that goes for everyone who comes and attends the streams. I really do appreciate each and every last one of you. It is a blessing to Jessica and I that we've got so many people that show up on the regular basis. And you guys take a lot of your own personal time to hang out with us, hang out with Jessica and I, so I really do appreciate that. Mr. David, you have a great night, sir. God bless you. No. Hey, Rusty Hubcat Forge, thank you, sir, for that $19.99 super chat. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Greatly appreciate you. So, yeah. So this is not a giveaway stream or anything crazy. Kept all that stuff out of it. This is just me wanting to hang out with everybody because I do that so rarely. I'm usually presenting from the realm of, trying to keep ahead of the forging project and keep stuff going. So it's just a bunch of, just like Will Batrick says, it is just a bunch of Smiths chatting, and I really enjoy doing that. I do enjoy doing that every now and then. It's not always the best for, say, YouTube's algorithms and all that other stuff, but who cares about YouTube? We've got a good community going on here. Got on YouTube to find a Bloom video. Know any good ones? Great question, champ. There is one. It's a Norwegian video, and it's like Schmieden Frasen something another. If you type in, there's a Bloom video where this guy, basically from start to finish, he works a Bloom out into, I can't remember if it was a tool or a blade, but I'm pretty sure it was a tool of some kind. But anyways, and he's doing it kind of like the old-fashioned way. He even got people beating it with rocks instead of hammers. So Champ, no way, man. I couldn't spell that to save my life. Who is your favorite Islander? You, Yames. Who else would be my favorite Islander? Oh. You should test the front step forge anvil. It's a single horn cast steel anvil. Ferris forge, that would be a good idea. Eventually, I plan on getting back to doing that. One thing that kind of nibbed us in the butt around here was with the whole the thing that shall not be mentioned. The thing that shall not be mentioned, the whole mess that's going on right now in this world, it slowed up a lot of the back end type stuff that was that we end up doing. A lot of ironwork and orders slowed up. So yeah, that stuff takes a lot of money and time to put together. And then of course I was also getting, it was kind of strange, I was getting people who were griping at me because they didn't like the reviewing of anvils. They didn't like that type content, and they just like, where's all the forging content? Even though I was doing like 1 video a week of forging and like 2 review videos, I had people griping about it on that end of things, and then I had the other people that seemed to flood in droves to watch the videos. So keeping that balance between those two proved to be a little untenable. So I hope I can get back to doing that. It's still the year of the anvil. I'm still giving away anvils every month, although not gonna lie, it got kind of tight there, and it's still kind of tight right now between just everything. If it wasn't for all the super chats and stuff that we get on the Friday nights and things like that, I mean, we basically break even on those streams. I think we maybe make $50 in the lead, if you want to count that in the lead. Consider I don't count any of my shop fuel or anything against it. So we're $50 ahead, after the streams are over, because it all balances out for the shipping and the cost of the anvils and things like that. So, but yeah, anyways, I hope to eventually get to a point where I can do the much nicer anvils, not only review them, but possibly give them away as well. But that's like one of those things that has to grow. Channel has to grow to a certain point. We got to convince YouTube to give me like $1 million a month, and then, man, I can take care of everyone out there. Well, hey, Graham, thank you so much, sir, for the $2 Australian. Yep, I'll count that as well. Thank you, sir. Yep, Yamas, it's Tuesday. Yep, just wanted to hang, buddy. I'm missing some of the chat here. If you have a specific question for me, you can always put like like at in my name, the little at and symbol and my name, and before you do your question, and that way it'll stand out amongst the other side chat going on. So Adam Smoking Metal, hello. Yamas, you're something else, brother. Someone stole my garbage this morning. I left it safe in my dumpster. That sounds like a good problem to have. It's better than when they leave it. You're very welcome, Mr. Crawford. I'm glad to be here. And yeah, well, I was hoping. There you go. I look forward to seeing all the sass in the chat. I wouldn't expect anything different from you. You or Ben Toom. So, oh, but yeah, talking about the anvils and stuff for a minute. It's an I haven't given that much thought in a bit. I haven't given that much thought in a little bit. But yeah, kind of my hopes with it is I was hoping that, trying to game the system or whatever you want to call it, is that I would get enough interest flowing in, enough live streams coming in, enough people flooding into the live streams and even watching the other type content that maybe YouTube would help kind of get us past our plateau. We've been plateauing for a while. We've been growing pretty steadily at about 1,000 subs every single month, but we've been at this kind of plateau where it looks like everything, like our views will start getting, our videos will start getting promoted a little bit, and then all of a sudden it'll fall flat on its face and just like deadpan for 2 months, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's starting to get, and then it'll bam, and then deadpan for like 2 months. And we've just been on that hamster wheel and cycle. So I was hoping that would be the thing that kind of lurched it over, and with enough videos and stuff, maybe I'd potentially even have somebody fund, like an Anvil maker, fund the giveaway streams and things like that, or various companies do that. But all that took a big psh, that all went whoosh right down the drain as soon as all this nonsense started in the world today that we're living in. Companies aren't going to do that, so we'll have to see how it is. Yeah. Bernab Sanchez, yeah, YouTube is trolling me. I wouldn't be surprised. So, but yeah, and you look around and you see a lot of other channels and things that, larger channels, even small channels, smaller than ours and then blew up past. You see those, and it's kind of cool how they grown up there, but then you look at our channel, we have over 1,400 videos, and you would think we'd be huge by now, and it's just not the case. It's just not how YouTube works. They favor certain channels, that you hit that right secret sauce and zoom, up you go, and then they can take you the next week and bring you oh so low. So that's just how that works. Oh, missing a few there. Gordon Farmer, thank you for the $1 super chat, sir. Much appreciated. Almost have to Facebook it a bit. Sorry to say, at Christ Narrates might help. Drayson's Forge, yeah, you're very right. Facebook might be the thing to do. I just mainly, Jessica, she promotes some things on Facebook, but I've mainly stayed out of groups and everything else. I got burnt several years ago, and I haven't really looked back since then. But maybe it's time to forgive and forget. Maybe. Y'all don't know of any good groups out there. Brew Lemon said, Roy, have you used the 66-pound Anvil much? I want to answer that real quick, then I'll go on. Sorry if I'm missing a few questions. I'll try to come back to them. You know me, I like to ramble. I haven't gotten to use the 66-pound a whole bunch as of yet. Again, I have Olga, so I'm usually using her all the time. Jessica's pounded out some jewelry and stuff on it, and yeah, I'm working on eventually. That'll be my like little show anvil that'll take it around. So, champ, don't do it. Facebook is just plain toxic. Yeah, yeah, that's what I found. So, and hi, Caitlin, Ouroboros, good to see you. All right, I'm going to try to not do that. So, yeah, Facebook. Basically, my story with Facebook. Oh, story time with Roy. If anybody wants to hear story time with Roy, my problem with Facebook. One, I took a bit of a sabbatical from it. I had multiple reasons for getting off Facebook, but kind of one of the big things that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And Denise Barrett, thank you very much. So, have you got any hoodies in stock per Graham Pepper? Yeah, there should be hoodies in stock. Yep. I don't think they should ever be out of stock. If they're out of stock, then I will get with Jessica if that's what you find. I'll see if they're out. But they're on Teespring, so you should be able to get them. But anyways, back to my thing. Thank you. Everybody give him a round of applause. Round of applause. Back to my story. Basically, the straw that broke the camel's back for me was it was right around in an election year, so to speak. It was right around an election year, And I have so many diverse people that I associate with. I wouldn't necessarily call every one of them a friend, but they're Facebook friends, but they're friendly acquaintances. Maybe people I've taken classes with, people I've hung out with, church-going folks, atheist folks, gay folks, straight folks, all types of folks, right? That I have met, hung out with at a campfire, connected over the art of forging or blacksmithing, and just the way that the election it kind of happened, I just was bombarded with seeing the ugliness of everyone, and I do mean everyone without exclusion. And I was like, you know what? I want to see good in people. I have seen a lot of bad in people in my lifetime, and I just want to see good in folks for once, right? And I want to see good things, and I want to think positive stuff, and it was just weighing real heavy on my mind, just totally making me just not the type of person I wanted to live like or be. So that's kind of the stage that was set. And then I really got my panties in a bunch when I was part of a Facebook group. I don't know if they still exist right now, but it was, I believe it was Blacksmithing for Beginners was the Facebook group. It's been a while, can't remember it, but basically there was a guy that had posted a t-shirt that his wife had gave him, and the t-shirt was a t-shirt that said, "As iron sharpens iron," the Bible verse, right? And it basically just said, "As iron sharpens iron," right? And then it had a Bible verse on it, just like a little Bible quote, and it had like a little hammer and anvil. Anyways, this guy was going on about it. He's new, and he thought, "Man, I'm so happy." He's like, "My wife, she got me this." And there was one guy that got on the thread and started belittling the guy for his faith and saying, "Oh, this isn't about, this site's not for religion or politics," and it was going on and on about this guy's shirt that he was just proud that his wife had got him. And so I stuck up for the guy. And so what happened is, instead of this guy that was picking on a brand newbie that was just excited to get, he had a hammer and he got a t-shirt for Christmas, and he was just stoked, right? Or his birthday, I think it was. He was just stoked that, this was something that he was finally going to start swinging at hot steel. And that was the whole theme of the post. And the guy got on there, was berating the guy, belittling the guy. I got in there, got in a big old tissy with the guy defending the dude. Finally, what happens? The guy that did the post around his t-shirt, it got taken down, and the jack wagon that was on his case for being a Christian never got booted off the site. So, and as far as I know, he's still on there today. And I don't know if the group still exists or not, but after that, I was like, I'm not going to share any more knowledge here, or hang out with that type of group if that's the ethics that people are playing with. Because it's all fair. It's all fair if people, GM fireworks, jack wagon's your favorite word, cool. So, promoting on Reddit. No, I haven't thought about promoting on Reddit, but yeah, it's all good if everyone can have open and dialogue. If you make a group and you say that this group's inclusive, and you don't want to be derogatory. A guy posting a picture about a shirt that had one little tiny Bible verse at the very bottom of it, and he was just happy that he was getting into blacksmithing. That's not being very inclusive. That's being very one-sided, right? And so since then, I was like, goodbye, not going to do that. Again, I'm fine with just about anybody's opinion, but that set the stage, right? That set the stage. It was like this whole political mess. There was drama. The one place I thought I could escape to away from the drama on Facebook, because at that time I predominantly just hit Facebook groups, right? Blacksmithing groups, and just hung out there and just kind of, I would comment in comment sections and things like that and try to give encouragement. And then then that veil of security went It went bye-bye, and Roy followed suit. I went bye-bye too. But so that is why I say every now and then I'm still on Facebook, but I scum around Facebook now. I call it scumming around Facebook. Basically, just going around and looking at some of the common threads. You know, some people add me to Facebook groups, and I get stuff. Some of those groups I have to, you know, delete afterwards, like block, because somebody added me to them and they're not blacksmithing related. And but you know, again, some people add me to different blacksmithing groups and things like that, and so occasionally I'll browse the posts, but that's about all I do on Facebook. So that's my Facebook story. As far as promoting on Reddit, I don't know about promoting on Reddit, never messed with it. I've heard that it could be a major mental slam for you if you go on go onto Reddit there. Daniel Crawford, that match lit Roy's fuse and he blew the coop. Exactly. Roy went. Oh, yeah. And I have seen in just different groups. Again, I just like the option when it comes to Facebook to just basically show up and disappear without anyone knowing me being about and around. You know. And then the other thing, it's also a weird. It's also a weird thing. Like I was talking to Jessica about this just a little while ago. Actually, it's a weird thing that people. So there's almost 60,000 subscribers on the channel. It's 58,300. I think it was last time I looked at it, and it's interesting how people treat you differently when they know of your social status, right? Like if you have a big YouTube channel, right, per se, people treat you differently. They almost elevate your words that you're saying like they're beyond reproach, right? Or they're just extra sweet and kind to you. And if you comment as Billy Bob, and that no one knows in the world, right? I mean, if I had a different icon and I commented with a different, you know, channel and username, no one would, there wouldn't be any favors given, right? And then when you get to this size, and I guess, I mean, it's logical that this happens. There's a whole psychology around it, and I get it, right? But it's I judge and weigh people based upon their character, not their community size or their following or how many TikTok subscribers they have or whatever, right? Like I don't gauge people on the human level based upon how many people they seem to have in their corner. I don't care if you've got 1 billion subscribers or you've got 1 subscriber. I can still hang with you if you're a decent human being enough to hang with. If you're not a decent human being, Roy's gonna not pay you the time of day, and that's just how any of that works. So, you know, it's one of those deals that too, if I were to get on Facebook and somebody baits me into a conversation where, like, again, where I was trying to defend that guy's right to take and wear his shirt proudly because it was his shirt, right? It was just it was a gift. He wasn't promoting an agenda. He wasn't doing anything like that. If I were to get into that holds a lot more weight now. It could actually even be used against me, like sound bites are used against, well, anybody nowadays. So I have to watch and meter one of those things, and yeah. Facebook, whew, that's a deep, cavernous pit of no good, unfortunately. And there's a few gems in there. There's some great gems in there, but also, gee whiz, so. That's right, Mr. Crawford. That's why I keep you around, because I hand cranked his fire. That's right. Let's hear. Wakasu Metalworks, you're very welcome for those PDFs. JP's shop, hello. Good to have everybody in the stream, by the way. Sorry I was ranting and rambling on, but you guys don't get too many of those, do you? The Provo Pirate, hello. Good to have you here. Yeah, Ignis Metalworks, civil discourse goes to die. I have a great story on that, by the way. If everybody's got the time, I'll tell my little story about civil discourse. So it was so nice. I taught a class. I taught a class down at Tillers. It was called Tillers International. It was like blacksmithing kind of school, pioneer type homestead. They do a lot of like homesteading type stuff, but their main focus is like overseas and like Africa and stuff like that. Teaching like earlier like colonial skills and things of that nature, you know, like homesteading practices and things to other countries, like helping other shops get built up and stuff. But anyways, so they have a little school. I did one class there, and when I taught there was one guy in the class by the name of Ted. And Ted, the very first day that I'm there and I'm talking to him, he had stated it was a forge welding class. It was a forge welding intensive. And Ted, he basically told me that, hey, you know, I don't like, you know, he didn't agree necessarily with some of my thought processes on how forge welding works. And we could go get into the gritty details, but it was like, we had like a 2-hour conversation, a discussion, sitting at a table. No other students were there. He was there a day early. I was there a day early. So it was just us hanging out. And that was I would say probably one of my first forays into real civil discussion about something. Like, he didn't agree with me, but he respected me enough in person not to get belligerent about his position or his stance, and having that civil discourse. Oh my gosh, I can tell you guys, that is heavenly. It is great. I love debating with people. I'll talk a dog off a T-bone steak, guaranteed. And I'll make him feel bad about it, that he ever wanted to take and have anything else to say. So I love debate as long as there's that civil debate and you have respect for that other side. And in online, you don't have that. It's just too easy for things to get lost in translation when it comes to, you know, your thumbs doing this, right? Like, man, they're like, you know, they used to say money is the root of all evil. I'll say, your thumbs right here are the root of all evil. They get going, and no telling what jackwagonry is going to come out of your mind and get posted out there on the internet. Does that make you nervous? Is that creepy? Anybody else feel like that's creepy? Kind of. So so that's it, right? Like, so we sat around, and at the end of the class, he saw my point, and he kind of reversed some of his stances on stuff that he had previously had misconceptions about when it came to the forge welding process. And it was great. It was great. We didn't have this formal thing. You were right, Roy, or anything. No, he just said, hey, I'm starting to get into see what you're talking about. And man, we need a lot more civil discourse out there, man. In the blacksmithing forums and communities around the world, that's what we need. Too much, we bring too much stress and too much baggage on everyone's shoulders. And you come and you just offload it on the internet to somebody, you know. Yeah, champ, he was a fluxer. That's right, he was a fluxer. No, I think he didn't agree, and I can't remember the whole conversation verbatim, but I think what it was is he wasn't so sure about this whole no fluxing thing, right? And because the way that he was trained and taught, and of course he had been smithing I want to say he said 30 years or 20 some odd years, almost 30 years, and had done instructing himself. And so, he come take the class, and again, he just saw a different way of doing it. And he's like, wow, this is great, But yeah, so that's one thing I've tried to cultivate with our community and put people in place. You see those little blue wrenches on there. Those guys, they have my back. Guys and gals, they have my back. They'll just, block somebody who needs to be blocked, bad actors. And we started doing that from the beginning, way back when we had we had less people than this. We had like 12 people in a stream, maybe. Oh, yeah, and that I've had those guys have had my back ever since. So guys like Charming Hollow Forge. Hello, Charming Hollow Forge. Hans, how you doing? Yeah, wowzed it. Yeah, wowzer. It's a Tuesday night. Yeah. Yeah, just figured I'd come and hang out on Tuesday night. Thank you very much, sir. Everybody give him a hand clap. No. You don't have to do that, but I do greatly appreciate it. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and just do a quick little surprise hangout stream. Since I don't have giveaway in the title, this will probably not go as far across the interwebs, and so therefore there won't be 5,000. Yeah, there won't be like 5,000 comments in a second, one of those type deals. So everybody should enjoy that a little bit more. But I miss this interaction. Believe it or not, I really do miss this interaction of just being able to hang it out. Eventually, when this barn's more dried in, I'm gonna put a big teleprompter so I can interact more directly with comments. Will Patrick, I have a question, Roy. What would you suggest as a good video, yours or someone else's, for doing hot cut chisels? Of course, you could always go with one of my videos. I don't necessarily have a go-to for that, because I hit YouTube with already knowing how to do chisels and tools, and I kind of just started making videos when it came to that. So I have no, I don't really have any suggestions on that, sorry. But I know I've done a couple videos on chisels and just heat treating in general. Myth, Roy has quite a few videos on welding without flux or with minimal flux. Yep. So yeah. It's interesting, like the flux, for instance. It's a running gag. It's a joke that, Roy doesn't use any flux. And the truth of the matter is yes, I do use flux. I use flux, but it is on such a minute scale that I have been working off of one pail of 20 mule team for 4 years. And I mean, it's like a little bread pan. I've been working for like 4 years on one tiny little pail of borax. So that's how little flux I use, and I do a good bit of forge welds. So, yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. That's how little flux you actually really do need. Again, it's the common thing to just dump it on there. I can't believe. Hey, there's the old hashtag. That's right, champ. Stick it to cricket. West Hole Forge. Let's see here. Sorry, I just got here. How is that little anvil holding up? West Hole Forge, it's holding up fine. Haven't done that much smithing on it, so it's doing pretty good. Yeah, and flavor of the month. That's good. Man, champ, you're great, man. You're remembering them all. Well, thank you, Gordon Farmer. I'm glad you've promoted me on other YouTube channels. Also, kind of just make sure you do that with respect, of course. Oh, yeah, the band hammer. Hashtag band hammer. There you go. Oh, Brett Larson, hey, good to see you. Good to see you in the stream. Have a great night. Sorry I missed you if you came in earlier, so. Yep, less flux is the better, especially when you've got, a gas forge. Definitely, for sure. Oh, but, man. kind of blowing a bit out there, starting to rain in. It's been raining all day. Had to get the grass cut. I had to, do some forging today and get a whole bunch of other stuff ready. So I've been fighting the rain all day. Charming Hall Forge, does Quad State sound like a go? As far as I know right now, and I'm kind of far out of the loop myself, as far as I know, it's a go. And what will make it a go or not a go is really the fair board. So it's going to come down to the fair board there at the Miami County Fairgrounds. It's not really up to SOFA. That's the last thing I heard on the inside track of things. So I guess if they get enough interest, maybe like that little sign-up sheet they were sending around the internet there, if they get enough interest, maybe they're willing to show the fair board like, hey, we need to do this, or something like that. Maybe it's a big enough bargaining chip. If it's like only 20% of the regular populace is going to show up, they might just be like, nah, we're not even going to chance it with the fair board. They have a long history with the fair board, some good relationships, some bad relationships going on there. So they walk on eggshells a little bit to make sure that Quad State happens every year. Signing in with both accounts. Clam Smasher, hello, good to have you here. Mythgard, good to have you, by the way, in the house. So, Mythgard, what is my style of hammer of choice? Preference, the one that I make. Any one that I make, that's my preference, but this is my main style. This is a very old, it's like a much older German pattern. Crossbeam is like old school. Only one droop from one side before they went to the double. But yeah, that's my main hammer. And that's the one that I love using the most. So. Yeah, Ouroboros Army, I understand. Yeah, COVID definitely, oh man, I said it. Oh, you made me say it. They might demonetize this video now. Yeah, all the stuff that went on, it really killed a lot of different events. Like I was planning on doing the Good of the Land Fest. Now I'm not so sure that I'm going to do the Good of the Land Fest this year, just because I am really behind on stuff. Around here. I mean, it really put a big wrench in my works. So to give you kind of an idea, so regular working people, maybe you, I may be talking to you, and maybe you can you can agree with this or not. Let me know, comments, that's what they're for. Okay. They were affected almost immediately, right? Like anybody who had like jobs in service industry, things like that, they were affected almost immediately, right? And so then their like next paycheck is at the end of the week, right? Because everyone knows when you go to work for somebody, if your pay periods are, you get a weekly paycheck, well, you work the first week and you get nothing, you don't get paid anything till your second week, right? Because it gives the accounting time to account what you made and all this other stuff, right? And then they pay you out that following Friday, not the Friday on the day that you finished up working. If you get paid every 2 weeks, you got a long wait. You got to wait until that next 2-week cycle. So if a job all of a sudden just, cuts off for you, you got like 2 weeks maybe, or a week of padding there where you're still going to get a paycheck from that last little week that you worked on, right? A week or up to a month. But when running a business, it's different. Like our stuff comes in, like any of the YouTube revenue we make comes in at the end of the month. Anything that we make off of Amazon or eBay affiliate type stuff, that comes in 2 months. That's 60 days out, both of those. And they're not on the same day. So there's we got all this stair stepping, right? That happens. And then Etsy, and our regular website and clients commissions, because some of them are half paid up front, some of them are paid on completion, some of them are fully paid up front, and they don't get finished until months and months and months later, unfortunately. And so all this money for a business is always rolling forward, right? So Gordon Farmer, good night, sir. Are you leaving? I think it was. Or are you staying? No, okay. Herb Page, hello. Goodbye. Sorry. Yeah, so that roll off, everything that was going on in the beginning of the year, we were getting paid from the previous year still. We were still getting everything paid from the beginning of the year. And so that kind of helped carry us through, say the worst of it, with the way the money was coming out and everything was rolling about right going forward. But now we're getting into those squeeze points. Now we're getting into more of the squeeze points, because now the effects are starting to kind of hit for us, and they will kind of hit and roll off into, unfortunately, our bad season, which is winter. I'm always dead on work come winter, except when I'm doing, YouTube stuff, except for that stuff. So that helps fill in some of the gaps, which is appreciated to keep the lights on in the shop. Let's see here. Clandestash, have you considered setting up a Streamlabs donation page? They don't take nearly as large a cut as YouTube and pay out sooner. No, I haven't ever tried doing a Streamlabs donation page. We've tried to keep it pretty streamlined, because there's a lot going on here on a Friday night. I'm not against it. It's just something we haven't really looked into, but it would be a good thing to do. Good night, Gordon. If you're taking off, thank you for your continued support, sir. We greatly appreciate you. So, I might do I might do something like that, a Streamlabs. I've been asked a bunch about Patreon, and I haven't gotten I don't have a good plan of attack. Let's just say that. I don't have a good plan of attack for Patreon type stuff. And the reason for that being is I get promised out quite a bit. I'm stretched in a lot of different directions these days. Rigid Ironworks, hello, good to have you. So I'm kind of stretched in a lot of different directions, and my biggest fear is that I'm going to promise too much. So I'm going to promise too much on a Patreon, like, oh, I'm going to give an extra special, you're going to get to see the videos before anybody else does, right? But it's my core watchers on YouTube that would probably be the most interested in a Patreon, that are getting my videos promoted and getting the watch time. So if you've already seen it once, you saw it at the beginning or whatever, I won't get all that watch time and views and things like that YouTube looks for in order to promote the videos. And then so therefore I lose out on any ad revenue that may came in for those. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird balance. And again, I don't know how to make that reasonable, because on one end of the spectrum, I'm really thankful for, tonight in the super chats, right? Like, I'm thankful for those, and I'm thankful for all the chats and the support. And sure, I would love to have Patreon, right? Like, sure, why not? Let's have Patreon. But I want it to be valuable to you, right? Like, I want it to be valuable to you. I feel like live streams were bringing a lot of value. We're giving a lot of giveaway things. I'm sorry I can't give away everything to 300 people in the stream. I mean, if I could, I would, but again, I don't get paid that much. So trying to keep all that going. Let's hear it. Does this keep stopping? Are we still good or not? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so yeah, it might be bouncing in and out. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if that's happening. Again, it's the cell phone, and I'm just working off of, and there's a storm coming in. So if the stream jumps out or completely dies, I'll probably call it at that. But I just want to let you know, if that's what's happening, I'll try to stay around as much as I can. So, hey, Hans, thank you so much. Night, y'all. Blessings. 3:30 a.m. comes fast. Wish I could stay and watch. Brother, you sleep well. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. God bless you and that family down there. My isolated friends of the South. Maybe my neighbors of the North someday. That would be good. Tell you, you'd like it up here. Oh, good night, Hans. Thank you. Also, if you're here and you don't know who Hans Groff is, Charming Hollow Forge, or Yama's Isle Metal Forge, you should really go check out their channels and go give them a sub. They're real good guys, and I appreciate them dearly here. So, but yeah, so basically, wherever I was at, so doing a Patreon, it's all about providing enough value that it is really worth someone's hard-earned dollar, but it's also keeping the balance of me being able to honor those commitments. Because if I can't honor those commitments, it's just going to make me look like a big jackwagon. Jacob Rawls, well, thank you for that offer, sir. Oh, yeah. If anybody's, one thing I'm trying to do with the giveaways, I'm trying to keep the giveaways very focused on beginner tooling or tooling of some kind. So if you could do maybe some chisels or punches or a tong or something like that, that'd be great. To do that way. It always goes to help. It's something that I don't have to do. If y'all haven't noticed, I haven't had the time to get back after making punches and chisels here recently. I just haven't had the time to do that. So I've been giving away other stuff that has been given to me. So, it does help. It does help out in that way. So good. And then there's the other thing. That other thing has to balance too, because I can have 800 items given to me, but if I have to ship each one of those items at $5 to $10 an item for shipping, and upwards of $30 if it's overseas to different places, like there's only so much I can come out of pocket for that. So that's where like the super chats that, have been coming in on Friday nights and things, that's where that helps fill in those gaps. So I'm trying to get that system and that cycle going. And I would love for YouTube to finally start promoting the channel and like get it out there and get me more AdSense revenues. So this way I can like put that back into the thing. But, hey, we can't all make stratosphere type money like the biggest of the big out there. I do what I can with what I got. So I really do believe in the, you be faithful in the little things and God will make you ruler over more. And I do believe in that. So I'm just being faithful in those little things, and this thing will continue to take and grow, and it will continue to be able to be a blessing and help people. So with the exception of that one weird thing. So thank you, Sprinkled Donut Force. Thank you, sir. God bless you for that $20 super chat to place that dirty 4-year-old borax. I'll buy that. I'll buy a new box of borax, and it can sit in the loft for 6 years. How's that sound? Yeah, Graham Pepper. There you go. Hit up Mr. Beast for 50K. That'd be good. Yeah, originally I was thinking like, dude, I could so do that. I could so be the Mr. Beast of blacksmithing. And then, yeah, no, he took a ride on it. He hit it just right, and then up he went. So, yeah, Clam Smasher. That's just kind of how it works. It's really about people. It's really about that short attention grabbing type content. I don't really have that. I can't do. This is about as. I laugh a lot, but I'm also a real human being. So this isn't like a stage front, right? There are times that I cry. There are times that I am angry and I throw things across their shop. There are times that I am on my knees praying over in the corner of the shop for what I just said about something or someone, right? Like I have the full range of regular human emotions, and I don't plan on stifling those down just to be better YouTube related. I think that's where you see people who they end up getting severe depression and craziness later on in their YouTube journeys and whatnots, because they've been stuffing all this stuff for years just to keep this face. Ha ha! I'm so excited all the time. Yeah, that same face could be, if you know what I mean, if you know what that that movie reference is. So, yep, Yames, exactly right. Rather have more dance routines, Daniel Crawford. No, sir. No, sir. So, yep, a loyal following, a small loyal following is way better than a whole army. Yep. That's weird, Toby Joe. Yeah, I would just go right back to a Patreon, go right back to the Patreon account, and don't go clicking through any links or any weirdness like that. Oh. Jacob Robinson, thank you. Everybody give him a hand clap there. We'd love to learn skills of this beautiful craft from you in person, being new to blacksmithing. I do a lot of teaching, but thank you very much. I mean, there's always the streams, but I do a lot of teaching down in Goshen, Ohio, at the Goshen Historical Society. It's just northeast of Cincinnati, so you might look them up and go check them out. I teach there. Also, you can go to my events page on my website, and I have all of my events or any classes I plan on, teaching at any point in time. So it'd be a great way to connect that way. Champ Ironworks gave up coffee? No. What about Spark? Gave up Spark too. Spark is kind of expensive, and yeah, I just had to cut a lot of fluff out of my diet. I had to get all these giveaway items out there. But yeah, no. I actually had this weird. I don't know. I don't. Better not scare too many people. I had this weird little episode that we thought might have been coming from the caffeine, either from coffee, but basically I had some neck issues, got hurt, tree branch kind of thing happened. So I was drinking coffee at the time, and I had like 3 whole cups of coffee, and then I took some Bear Back and Body, which apparently has caffeine in it too, to help deliver it to your blood system. And so I had this instance in time where basically I had a panic attack. I mean, it was tough for me to breathe. Thought I was going to pass out. It was like I was super jittery, like sweats, and all this stuff. And it happened like real early one morning. Like I just couldn't get to rest, and I think it was a panic attack or whatever it was. And basically, we kind of was reading around and found out that it was definitely like a caffeine, exactly, Clam Smasher, a caffeine overdose. Yeah, and so I was just like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to pull back. Champ, that was great. Got a bit jittery, did you? I call that a Thursday. That's great. So, yeah, so it was a mixture of having the pills. And the way I take pills, by the way, is not the recommended dose, because I have a very high pain threshold. So, and that also makes the pill threshold, very high, my tolerance to medication. So I usually have to be drugged pretty darn good if you're going to, get me to sleep or going to numb me up for anything or something like that. They got to go pretty heavy on me with that in order for it to work. So whenever I have, stuff, I have probably, don't recommend anybody else do this, but I probably have at least 1.5 times more medication than what probably I should have. And so, yeah, that combined with the coffee and everything, I definitely had an overdose episode, and that was bad business. So basically, I backed off the coffee. I'll probably go back to drinking coffee. Like I told Jess, I haven't given it up, but I'll probably giving coffee another go once summer's over. Because I like something warm and refreshing when it's 12 degrees out here. Yeah, it was definitely a scare. Definitely a scare. Like I said, I think I had like, I was having where my heart was racing and I was having the sweats and stuff, and like I was having that, and then that kind of brought on like a panic attack of some kind. The best thing I can get to it, felt like my throat was swelling up and all this other stuff, and it got really, really sketch there for like 2 hours. Oh. Spring Out Forge, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So, so it's one of those things, one of those reminders of, don't do stuff in excess. So, yeah, and that's that's the other thing. Don't forget to eat. Mike Mostad, that's exactly right. That day, I didn't have a whole lot to eat. I had a breakfast shake in the morning, and then I basically had coffee all day. I didn't have lunch. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry. I didn't have lunch, and literally, I kind of chicken pecked at dinner, and then, again, I was struggling with the neck injury. Basically I snagged my head on a tree as I was mowing. and yeah, it did not do well. Made a big crunchity, snappity snap sound. And that wasn't no good. And so I was trying to get out of the pain of that, and then soothing my other aches and woes with, coffee. And that was a bad deal. So yeah, so that's the story behind the coffee. That's why you haven't seen coffee in my hands lately. Yep, it was an accident, that's for sure. Yep, got to tap those brakes every once in a while. It's not good. It's not good. I'm actually a pretty peppy person anyhow. Like, I'm fairly high strung, if you haven't noticed. I'm fairly high strung and want to get a lot of stuff done and pump out orders and go. If you see me in my shop on a regular basis, if you're a fly on the wall, I am flying in here. I'm go. There's some times where I have to slow down just because the process takes longer, but there's never a dull moment. I don't ever sit all day. For the entire time I'm working. When I'm in the shop, I'm not sitting down for like nothing. Always standing working. This is the most I've sat today, actually. And so it's just not good for your heart to run wide open like that forever. So again, I just had to backed off the caffeine, and I've been feeling a lot better now. Been feeling a lot better without it, so I'm going to keep off of it for a little bit, but it is one of my addictions. Alan Murdoch, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. aimless adventure. You didn't stop till Panama Beach. So yeah, going fast. So, but yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that too crazy like that all the time. So, but yeah. So also, yeah, another thing came up. It was earlier, and I didn't get to mention it. Yamez, you had asked about the doing channel memberships, and that is a great question around this. I am eligible for channel memberships, and I've thought about doing channel memberships on the channel, and I'm most of the way set up to do channel memberships on the channel. The thing that's holding me back from doing channel memberships on the channel, again, is like with the Patreon. I want to make sure that it's like there's actual value there, and it's not just, hey, give me money. You know what I mean? Like, I would love the support structure to be there. Of course, they make stuff like, I get why they do it. I get why they do it, but they make stuff difficult, like legally. Like, you can't just, like, for channel members, you can't do like giveaways on channel members. It violates YouTube's policies. So if you do that, you can end up getting in trouble. So if you try to do like just channel members only, like giveaway items, right? Like just to thank people on you can't. Nope, you can't do that because they've paid technically, and technically by the FDIC, it is it's technically considered gambling is what it is, but it's not. It's like a raffle or something like that. They don't count it as a donation. They don't count it as the same thing. They count it as your membership body paying you to produce content or to help you create content is the way that they treat it. And so therefore, you giving them something for free is kind of like the favors and yeah, basically the legal mumbo, legalese that goes around that is absolutely insane, and don't want to do that. So I can't provide value that way. So it comes down to me having to provide additional value than already the free videos on YouTube, and those take a lot of time. So it's just like making sure, yeah, it was a mix on words, probably. Mr. Crawford, I appreciate that. No. Jacob Robinson, go grab something to drink before you cough up a lung. I could do that real quick. If you guys don't mind, I'll go grab me a drink real quick. I'll set this down. Going away. Hopefully the microphone's okay. I'll be back. Thank you. Everybody disconnect and rejoin. Jesus. Boom. My mic back up? Do I sound good? Now that's coffee. Yeah, I bought this as a gag for my dad. He always said I drank too much coffee. All the time he's like, dang, son, you finishing the whole pot? I'm like, yeah, gotta, right? And so I come down one day, I'm like, hey, Dad, I need some more coffee. He's like, oh, yeah? He's like, where's your thermos? I was like, boom, fill it up. Oh, no, I didn't drink that much coffee. That would definitely lead you to a problem like I had, so. Brett Larson, I think a lot of people would support you through memberships, even if there wasn't extra bonuses with it. You do good work and put out great content. So that's enough for a lot of people. Thank you, Brett Larson. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, I imagine they might, but also another good point of this, like when we were thinking about adding it and we were originally doing our setup of memberships, I was thinking about doing like a members only live stream, like a show after the show kind of thing. Or maybe a show before the show, like on Fridays. Just do a members live, and then right after that, just roll right off into doing a regular live. So, members would get that extra special treatment of, just being able to hang out and ask questions and kind of be there with kind of the behind the scenes stuff, maybe even work on a little small warm-up project. Or maybe even having once or twice a week doing something else where it's just a sit down like you see here. And since it's a members, it's kind of taken out of the YouTube algorithms. It's kind of set apart. So it wouldn't hurt the channel to do that and only have 3 people watching, right? Because if you have a live stream where you only get 3 people watching, or if you had a live stream where you had 400 people watching and then you go to a live stream where 3 people are only watching, then it hurts that following live stream that you're going to do. They're not going to promote it as much. They dox you. It's just the way YouTube does it. So, but yeah. So at the time that we were ready that we had our initial perks and membership things all set up and ready to go, that's when all this stuff around the world started happening, and Jessica and I just didn't feel like that was appropriate. At that time. And we might still do it this year, at the end of this year, maybe, or maybe at the beginning of next. But when you have people losing their income, like left and right, and all this craziness, like, yeah, it just doesn't feel right to be out there. I mean, obviously the super chats are there, and doing memberships. Doing memberships is also, it's an elective. It's not like you have to, but a lot of people take that sideways. A lot of people take that crooked and sideways. I've heard a lot of bad stories about memberships going awry, right? Like where people just got really chuffed at the fact that the guy, he's just trying to get money now, and down, power with the people, and down with the channel, and yeah, I've heard some real bad horror stories around that. So I didn't want to be up on the chopping block, to just be honest with you. Like, we might put that in the back pocket for a while. Do that. No. One of the other thing. Thank you, Brett Larson. I appreciate you, brother. No, it worked. Good. Aimless Adventure, good night, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for stopping in the stream and being the first person in the chat. You're awesome. Appreciate it. But yeah, so that's kind of what's on the go there. I didn't have a lot of stuff just kind of come to a pause. I had big plans to try to get a whole bunch of review units in. Money was working out well. Everything was like just pumping into it, going, right? Everything was just going at the beginning of this year. I'm like, hey, this is finally the turnaround that we've been needing for a little bit on this whole deal. And there's always something, so it makes you want it. Makes you want it more. But anyways, yeah, that's how memberships and Patreon and all that other golly goodness has went. See, it almost worked. See, I need to remember to breathe a little bit. Is everybody still there? Oh, there's a new chat. Yeah, that one will quench it. Night, Matthew. Be blessed, sir. Yeah, breathing does help. Roy against the machine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's definitely a strange thing. It's definitely a strange thing. YouTube is a weird bird, right? It's a weird bird. It takes so much of your time that you really can't be that productive in your regular shop life, and then if you are productive in your regular shop life and you're not productive on YouTube, then they penalize you for not putting out content. And then if you are putting out content, then you're not working on your personal stuff, and then they just decide to, not promote videos for whatever reason. You're in some weird, you didn't speak enough of the nice sweet nothings into their ear or something. And for whatever reason, a video that should have totally got 10,000 views, just like maybe all the rest of them that you see out there, gets 150 views for no reason, just no reason. And the next video, 10,000 views. For what? You cannot outguess it. You just really can't. So, hey there, Mama. Love you. Angela Adams, that's my mother. She stopped in. Physics question. Is your hammer dressed properly? Physicist question. Is your hammer dressed properly? I don't know if that was for me, Yamas. If it's for me, you have to say it again. So, me too, son. Good. Good. Everyone say hi to Mom. That's Angela Adams there. That's my mama. Fun fact. Fun fact. I didn't actually know my parents' names until I was 7 years old. And there's a reason why. Because I was always raised that the sign of respect was mom or dad. That's it. It was mom or dad or yes sir or yes ma'am. That was the proper way to address your elders, your mom. You called grandma by grandma. You didn't call her by her first name. That was disrespectful. And so Yeah. So fun fact, like, yeah, it was one of those things where I had to fill out at school a report card, but like some sort of report card type thing that I had to write in my mom's maiden name, and I just wrote mom. And I didn't know what a maiden name was, and I didn't know what my mom's name was either. I just knew her as mom. So same thing with dad. So yeah, you didn't call them by their first name. The Physicist 420, Roy, or what made you choose your shop's name? What made me? I guess me. I don't know what the R was, but let's say, what made me choose my shop's name? Great question. So the shop's name, like a lot of people think I've named the channel, like this channel, for a specific reason. The channel came after my business, and my business started after my hobbyist little enterprise. And I used to go by Christ-Centered Forge and Anvil, and then after a while, I decided, hey, I'm getting big enough. I can start calling myself an Ironworks. Sounds more legit, right? And then I changed it to Christ-Centered Ironworks. But originally, the reason why I named the channel what I did to name I'm hoping I'm answering this question the right way, and I'm doing what you're asking here. The reason why I named my shop the way that I did is because, one, I'm a Christian, if you haven't been able to tell yet. And two, I wanted to take myself kind of out of the equation, right? I wanted to give proper credit where I believe credit is due in my life and for my giftings and my talents and for the things that I produce. And that is originally how it started. And again, I believe I owe it all to Jesus there. I do. I believe I owe it all to him. And some people believe that way, some people don't. That's perfectly fine. I'm not here to change any opinions out there. Some people think I made this channel to do that. It's weird. But but yeah, so it was more as an accountability tactic for me. I did not want to treat people, so be a Christian at church and then be an absolute slime ball in business, right? And it's you wouldn't think that it would do that, but if you put like Christ straight up in that name, people automatically elevate to another level their expectations of you. They just do. And I wanted that. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's been many a times where I've wanted to not have that. Trust me, there's been many a times where I've been like, oh man, if I wasn't wearing this, you know what I'd say? So it's been a good checks and balance for me. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be honorable. I wanted to take and show, that there's more to it. I wanted to take, and I say take a lot. I wanted to be the smaller element. That's kind of how I want to say it. So, hey, Ouroboros Armory, thanks for being here. Night. Have a great evening. So I wanted to become the smaller element in the shop, and I just wanted the work to stand for itself and for other people to feel inspired by that, and if it encouraged you in some way, then that's great. And so I just carried that over into YouTube, and that's how it started. So pause was a little long there. Yeah, see, brain trying to connect. Can't edit that out, Yeah, Yamas, and that's fine. A lot of people do that. A lot of people believe you click on the channel, and thank you, Mike. Thank you. I hope you have a great night as well. So, yeah, so a lot of people think if they're going to click on my channel, I'm going to like instantly, I'm going to be in here and be like, you're not going to shut this little fat preacher. There's a guy, a good story, a preacher of my youth, a long time ago, grandparents' church. He would do that. He was like one of those yelling hellfire and brimstone kind of guys. And I always kind of got a snicker out of it just because, he'd get all revved up and his face turn red and he'd be slapping that Bible on the podium. And so that's the picture I have in my mind whenever I interact with anybody online. Like, that must be what they're thinking I'm going to be like. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's good in some ways. It's bad in others. But won't be changing. I know that. So. Night, the physicist 420. Have a great evening. God bless you, sir. Thank you for asking the question. I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, that, I mean, there's a little bit of that on the about me, and it kind of goes into some more details and things. I'm just giving you the short, skinny of it. There's that down in the, you can look at that on my website too. I'm just going to keep this up here. I'm talking too much. Yeah, that's true. Lauren Wimbley, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you for being here. Well, Clam Smasher, I'm glad that you that you like the channel enough to stay around. So, Brett Larson, that's cool. Yeah, we talked about that down at Goshen. Well, it was great to have you in the class. You did a wonderful job as well. Brutal Lemon, thank you, sir, for the $10 super chat, reminding me I need to get water. Thanks. Well, you're welcome. Oh. Hey, Anthony here from Pittsburgh. You going to be at SOFA this year? That is the plan. If they have SOFA, I should most likely be there. If they don't have SOFA, well, then I'm going to have to figure things out. So, Clam Smasher, all right. Commission me to make a clam smashing hammer in the next year or so. I wouldn't know the first thing about a clam smashing hammer, but if you show me a picture, I'm sure I could probably make it. You're very welcome, Brett Larson. So, Rigid Ironworks, God bless you, buddy. Thank you for dropping in. Yeah, I need to save up for power hammer. That's true. Power hammers, they really do save your arm a lot of work. Well, thank you, Ignis Metalworks. Total respect for you as well, and I'm glad you enjoyed the channel nonetheless. There. Wayne Heinz. Hello, by the way. When I was searching for information, Roy was always there. Great of him to do. Yeah, cool. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. Yeah, so, let's see here. Elmer Mainville. I've been trying to super chat, but not working. I'll just buy some more plans later. Thanks for your contributions to the community. Elmer, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Do you feel like you're cheating when you use your power hammer to speed up productivity? Great question. Cool, Lord. Great question, Grim. I do not feel like I'm cheating if I'm using the power hammer. And the reason for that being is a lot of people say that there's no difference between the power hammers. And that is power hammer and hand hammer. And that's an ignorant statement, that there is a major difference between power hammer work and regular hand hammer work. There's a lot of crossovers, yes. You should be proficient at both, but they are two separate things. They're two separate worlds. Reason for that being is you have a very static piece of equipment with a power hammer, and it just goes up and down. And it doesn't care what you stick in there, right? It only knows one thing, to go up and down. And that's controlled by how light or how heavy you get on that treadle. And so that's a whole different feel than if you're just swinging a regular hand hammer. Now, if your only interest is in just drawing out tapers all day long and running a hammer at full blast, yeah, it's kind of a dumb piece of equipment. There's not a lot. But if your interest is in being able to pull out lobes on spade ends for hinges, or you're trying to do some decorative scroll work, or you're trying to stretch one side of, say, a frame where you're making an arch for a fireplace frame, something like that. You're trying to stretch out one edge of angle iron. Then you got to get into tooling, and then you got to learn how to actually work with your equipment and your machinery. And it's a different kind of feel than as if you're at the anvil. You spend so much time at the anvil, you get real used to just be able to tilt your hammer any direction you want to get the effect you're looking for, to bend over, or twist, or to move, or hit blows back and forth like this, or come straight on the anvil with half on, half off, or flat on the anvil, or flip it over and use your cross peen, or spread the peen this way or that way. And that power hammer does none of that. You have to know how to make the tooling, what type of tooling you need to make, and it's only going to be as useful as the tools you put underneath it. Same thing with presses. It's a different effect on the metal, and it's a different way of thinking about the process that you're going to do. Excuse me. Eventually I'll get that out there. The steel will act much in the same way. It's going to flow, and it's going to act like, you hear people call it clay and things like that. That's still going to happen, so. Night, Alan. Sorry, this chat's not popping up on the regular here, so sorry if. Night, Yamez. Brett Larson, good night. Oh, sorry, guys. The chat's supposed to pop up every time somebody else chats, so. But yeah, so the power hammer is a big help, but it is a different kind of help. So it's a whole nother bag of worms. And I don't like running the power hammer unless I have a lot of things to put through it. I don't like to just flip it on for boom, 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 hit like 4 or 5 blows on something. Usually I'm drawing down some larger stock, resizing it, or doing something else with it. So, Mama, love you. Good night. God bless to you. Ben Toombs, late but never forgotten. Glad you're here. And Metal Man, you said hello earlier. By the way, hello, Metal Man. Who do you purchase your stock from? Is it local or online? Jeffrey Walker, I purchase my stock local. Usually, I don't ever really buy anything online unless it's just putting in an order at a local place. Ignis Metalworks, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Glad you stopped in and watched the stream. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Good night, champ. You're leaving at a good time. Ben got here. Oh. Oh, gee whiz, so. Hey, yeah, good night. Good night, Ignis. Oh, good to have everybody here, so. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm super thankful for everybody who showed up. Again, this isn't my normal time or anything, as you all know. I just figured I'd come in, and I really enjoy myself doing these little hangouts here. Holler 85, yeah, when I buy my stock, I buy bulk if I can. Yep. Alro, I get Alro in Alpena, Michigan, and I go up there and buy stock. Sometimes I go back to Dayton, and when I go back down to Dayton or I'm teaching classes or something down in Cincinnati, I'll pick up stock from down there in the scrapyard in Dayton. But if I have to buy anything right away or new, I purchase that. I just purchase it in bulk because they have like a 500-pound threshold and a 1,000-pound threshold where you get a discount on all the steel that you get there. So the larger quantities, the better. Dogbone Knives, hello. Yeah, Pro Empire, I'm glad you could be here as well. Yeah, even if it is just the background. I mean, it's a pretty kick butt sign though. You gotta like that. You gotta like that, so. Hey, Mailman, you're very welcome. I like doing the chat. I like doing the chat, so. And, you know, it allows me to get things off my mind too as well. You know, I can talk about things and, you know, people aren't like, come on, I'm here to see the project progress, so. Good. All right. Well, I probably missed about half of the comments because this thing wasn't uploading the new comments. So I do apologize about that. I missed a whole bunch of people's comments earlier, but that's the way the cookie crumbles on this whole live stream deal. Also, last live stream, totally apologize for the first 45 minutes or so of the stream where it was glitchy as all get out. I watched it on the replay and we were having an encoder issue and Jessica has to have that figured out before the next live stream. So I don't know if we will have it figured out or not, but if we do have it figured out, you know, we'll do our best to get it corrected for sure. So. Cool, Neil Graham. I'm glad you enjoy it. Wayne Heights, you're very welcome. Put up with you anytime. You all put up with me on the regular, so, you know, I gotta do it. Sit downstream. I apologize greatly for the autocorrect on my phone. That's all right. Clam Smasher, you take care. Yep, you stay safe. Avoid all the crazy out there yourself. Appreciate you for being here. The sound was great even if the picture was inky. Well, good. At least the sound was great. Somebody could at least listen to me in the background. How's the sound coming in on this one? I've got this little lav mic, cheap lav mic, wired into the phone. I'm hoping that this sounds okay for these and, you know, I can do them maybe a little bit more often here and there. Possum sausage. Possum sausage. No, I don't actually have too many of these. I used to do them all the time, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things like, for instance, I've been streaming now for an hour and 32 minutes, and so I just have to find the time to take and do it. I just happen to have I just wanted to have the mental respite today to just take and talk and enjoy people's company. So I just kind of forced myself to stop working and just make time. So I don't want to schedule these so that they are just random. If this is working out okay in the shot and there's enough light and, you know, things like that's working out okay and it's not going to be a complete trash stream, then yeah, I might have some more of these because I really do enjoy them. I enjoy just hanging out with people. I do. Wiley, you very much are. Yep. Okay, the mic's a little hot. I can always drop it down. How's that? Is that better? Because I yell a lot. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to start talking quieter. Talk quieter, Roy. Yeah, you need some sun. That's funny. I might have, Mr. Daniel Crawford. Might have swallowed milk dud. Actually, I think what it is my throat's been a little bit irritated since earlier because I kind of had the wind blowing in. I had the big shop doors open. I had the big shop doors open, and it was blowing some of the soot and stuff from the forge back at me while I was forging, so I think I got that in there. Rick Kirby. Is Rick Kirby out of here? Did he show up? Oh no, as a video of book recommendations. Cool. All right, somebody else said. Somebody was answering. Good. Quick design. Sorry I didn't answer you. Yeah, so, yeah, Jeffrey Walker. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually tone deaf to low tones. So I have problem with volume control. It's true. Like I do, and that didn't come from blacksmithing. That came from when I worked in the trades, when I worked heating and air, and I was that stupid young man that didn't want to listen to any old timers' advice. I'm like, you're all just a bunch of sissies, you know. And yeah, not a good thing. Came up with a lot of problems out of that doing tinning. So great idea. Very enjoyable to talk shop with folks who understand it. Yeah, it is, Wayne. Very good. Pineapple juice will fix that. Yeah, I don't have any pineapples to milk over here right now. So yeah, too many rock concerts. That's it. Yeah, no, I was, the main thing that kind of damaged my hearing is years and years ago when it's not that long ago, but I guess, close enough to be years and years ago. When I was 15, basically my dad, he was working at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo and installing great big heating and air conditioning systems. And I was the duck monkey, so I got to run inside the ductwork and cut. We had like a 7-foot wide by about 7 foot long pan that we needed to cut out of the back end of this ductwork. And the ductwork was, 2-3 feet tall. But basically, you had to crawl in there, and I had to cut the top out of it. We were going to put I believe they were going to set a curb on top, and so I had to cut the top out of it. And the way it was positioned, you couldn't get up on top of it between where it was and the concrete. So the only way you could do it was get inside the ductwork and cut it out. So I climbed up in there. I didn't take any hearing protection with me, and I was cutting with a Sawzall, an electric Sawzall, inside ductwork, and it took me, I don't know, about an hour, I think, of that, and I come out of there, and my ears rang for like 3 weeks straight after that. They just had this low, like a wee noise to them, and like, it just rung my bell or whatever, and then, I didn't think much of it at that time, but after I just noticed it one day. It wasn't until a couple years later that I actually noticed that I wasn't hearing things when people were talking real low. It just looked like they were miming it, and all of a sudden I came consciously aware that that was it. And so after that, I realized that, low tones, nope, can't hear them that great. So, and sometimes if my voice gets real low, if I get real low, I can't even hear myself. So I project a lot. So if it sounds like I'm yelling at you and I'm angry, I'm not. I'm just deaf. Robert Snell didn't know pineapples had teeth. Yeah, they do. They got like a bunch of them all on the outside. just got to give them a squeeze. I never remember any of my family reunions. That's why we have 2 a year. They're horrible influencers. Huh. It's a little side conversation there. Remember the family reunion. There you go. Wiley, yeah. We all do, don't we? We all do. Nothing like realizing you're 49 seconds behind. Graham, I might be 49 seconds behind, so. Yeah, it don't take much. It's just, I'm surprised. If you just see me on regular, you're just like, oh, well, Roy, he's a perfectly healthy man. He's got it all together. But no, oftentimes that's not true. It just takes one stupid act like that, And I even believe my dad told me to put on my hearing protection before I got up in that ductwork, and I just didn't. I just didn't listen, and now I can't hear him. Yeah, Ben Toombs, I would say a hot mess, but I ain't hot, so I'm just a mess. Well, like girls like to say that, like, oh, I'm just a hot mess today. Like, no, you're just a mess. You get slapped, so that's why I left it out, sir. LOL. Yeah, you gotta watch that. John Spearman, good to see you. Good to have you here. Yeah. You ever tell your wife that, or girlfriend, or any girl that's, I don't know, saying that, and oh, I'm just a hot mess today. Oh no, you're just a mess. You ain't that special. You just go ahead and block it right there. It's a coming. So, yeah, need a bigger water jug for sure. So, duck. Wayne Hines, it gets worse, huh? Yeah, well, I figured it will. Oh. Yep, turbochargers and 120 mile an hour, yep. Yes, sir, Daniel Crawford, that's the way it works. So, Speargrass Forge, glad to have you back. You miss a lot. Good to have you, Adam. Good to have you back. So. Yeah, we were just talking about Roy's tone deafness. So, I can hear high-pitched noises really well. In fact, they get on my nerves. Anything like ringing or dinging, like anybody's got really ringing anvils, oh, it's like nails on chalk for me. But yeah, if it's low tones like hums, and don't hear it. Don't hear it, so I'm fine with that, I guess. Yep, that's why I don't sing. I ain't got any range, Speargrass. I ain't got any range. It's all tapping. But yeah, well, good to have everybody. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This storm's really whooshing through here, so I don't know how that's affecting the stream. Yeah, the worship band might not appreciate it. So. AmA Airworks. Hello, Alex. How are you doing? Possum Sausage, thank you for being here. And good night to you, sir. Also, I think you emailed me. I got to get back to your email. I think you messaged me, Possum Sausage. I'll have to get back to that. Sorry for the late replies on stuff. Like they said, I'm just a mess. Not a hot mess, but a mess. So. You guys have been fun. You guys have been great. So. Well, that's great. That wind is a little cold, Roy. I mean, it's definitely chilled off. It definitely chilled off tonight. It went down. It went from upper 70s to like 50 out there, 55 right now or something like that. Good night, Passage. God bless you, sir. Will do. Did I replace the wood behind me? Nope, it's the same. The floor is different though, Handman. Got new gravel in. It looks brighter because this phone screen kind of blows things out a little bit. And I got a lot of light flooding me. But yeah, Daniel Crawford, upper 70s. Yeah, it was quite spicy. I'm definitely being a true northerner now. It's like, 75 and sunny. Oh, when's this heat going to end? But eventually this will change though. That straight up, that will change. And as soon as I get Yamez's, he sent me a Wi-Fi extender out here. As soon as I figure out I got time to diddle with that and make that work, I might actually even be able to do like a live, shop tour, walk around. I think that would be pretty cool. Show you all my various things and whatnots. There. Hey, Neil Graham, you have a great evening, sir. Thank you for being here. God bless you. Oh, yeah, so this siding's hopefully all going to be replaced. It looks nice and tight together right now because there's no light going through it. But I assure you, there's a lot of holes in it, especially up top that you guys can't see in the video. So, but yeah, so that's all going to get replaced with new lumber. Hopefully this year, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, tips for forging titanium. Know what type of titanium you're forging. That would be good tip number one if you can. If it's scrap titanium, do small test pieces first before you go into it full bore, and just do some test pieces and see where it likes to be worked. So you have to know the heat. You have to have the heat right and all that good stuff. So. Yeah, Jacob Robertson. Yeah, all that snow been blowing in, and it was quite fierce. They said we had a mild winter, so might be more. I mean, mild was 2 foot of snow that stayed permanently, so way different than Ohio. But like, it's cool. I love it. I think it's awesome. So. You use that funny gauge anyways. No one knows. Not sure what you're meaning by that, Ben Toombs. So. Robert Snell. Any tips on tracking down steel suppliers besides ordering online? There are none in my immediate area. Your next best bet would be to take and find some fab shops in your area and ask them where they get their steel at. Say, you're a hobbyist blacksmith or whatever, and hell, they might even sell it to you. Might be at a bit of a markup, but if they're going to a steel supplier out of the area, might be worth it to you. So I'd try that. Hey, Wick Designs, you're very welcome. You're very welcome for the live chat. Thank you for being here. Night, Neil. So yeah, so that would be my advice. Find a steel supplier. Find a fabricator in your local vicinity. I'm sure there's probably one within 10, 20 miles of you or something like that, at least, half hour of you. There should be something in that radius you should be able to look up and then go to them and ask, where they get their steel from. And if they're getting it from those places or way out, maybe you can ask them if they'll sell you some, and a lot of times they will, or they might have a whole drop bin where, they got a bunch of little odds and ends bits that they'll sell to you for scrap price. So, check them out. You're very welcome, Robert Snow. Brett Larson, and you're back. Well, good to have you back, Brett. Root Lemon, you missed the giveaways. Yeah, that's right. You all missed the giveaways. That was on Friday last week. I'm not even supposed to be here. You're not even supposed to be here, but we're all here together. Oh. Anyways, well, ladies and gents, I'm going to have to take and call it an evening. I've got a long day ahead of me tomorrow and the rest of this week, really. But this was a lot of fun. If you got, real quick, before I get off of here, if you guys enjoyed this, let me see some thumbs up, thumbs up emojis, or spell it, on the comments to let me know if you guys would like to do this again. If you like to do it again, I'll see what I can't do and set up. Hopefully this was good enough. If this was a good setup, I might do another little random pop-up thing, as long as I'm not crunching on other people's nights or toes that they're trying to do lives and stuff. And we'll see what we're doing. Also, real quick question before you jumped out. Thank you. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Is the time that I started at, is that a good time for a lot of folks? It seemed like it was pretty good. Right around that 8, 9-ish time frame. Is that late enough for enough people to show up? John Smira. I thought all days were the same length. How is yours longer? LOL. I just use a lot more of them. They run together. So if I'm not editing, I'm working in the shop. If I'm not working in the shop, I'm trying to be a dad. If I'm not being a dad, I'm trying to be a husband, and I'm trying to do all of it all at the same time. If I'm not doing that, I'm mowing. If I'm not doing that, I'm fixing a vehicle or God knows what else. So, I don't even know what day it is most days. No. Hey, Ben Tubes, thank you, sir. Thank you for the $20 super chat. God bless you. Big thumbs up. Everybody give Ben Tubes a round of applause. So, yeah, if you guys like the time, that 8:30, 9 o'clock thing, if I do another random stream, I might just do that too. So, Jeffrey Walker, okay, cool. Yep, life of a business owner and farm life. Yep, and husband and father and all that good stuff. So, I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't. I really do feel blessed, and I'm blessed to have you all. And thank you guys for spending some of your evening with me. Really do appreciate it. And Brute Lemon, no, I didn't post on Instagram I was having one. This was really just truly random. I just decided I'd go live and have a little quick chat as I was shutting things down in the shop for the evening. And yeah, quick chat turned into an hour and 50 minutes. So, so it went well. So anyways, I'm going to let you all go. God bless each and every last one of you. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope that you can find something interesting to do. Stay out of all the little rabbit holes that, the media and everything else would try to shove you into. Try to smile a little bit. Enjoy the day. Enjoy those around you. Yeah, I mean, or don't have to take my advice, but I hope you guys have a lot of great times this week. And I look forward to catching up with you all here in our next live stream, next week sometime. So thank you all. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. And we'll catch you next time. Bye now.